What is going on, fellas? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm planning to put some coilovers on my 95 Toyota Corolla. My struts on the Corolla, it has been like 2 years since the last time I installed new ones. And now it's like making clunky noise if you go over bumps. The KYB Struts cost about like 400 bucks anyway, so I just thought that maybe, I'm on the budget, so I might as well go with something like, a cheap coilovers. So I decided to go with Maxspeedingrods coilovers. And yes, the Maxspeedingrods coilovers have like a lot of bad reviews, but I also have good reviews as well. So I think it's kind of like a driver's experience perspective for these coilovers. So I decided to go with it. I mean, it's only like 300 bucks. So long as these Maxspeeding coilovers aren't better than what I have right now, because right now it's like really bad. I mean, if you drive on like smooth road, then it's okay. But if you can go like on rough roads or you go over bumps kind of fast, and you hear that clunk noise every time you hit a bump. So I just really hate that, and I just thought that it's been over 2 years, maybe it's time to get new struts. So yeah, Maxspeedingrods is actually the one I'm gonna go with. All right, so let's go over to my Corolla here. This is the height at the moment. Right now it's on Vogland lowering springs. So it's not like super low or super high, but this is actually what I like. If I were to put the Maxspeedingrods on it, this is probably the heights I'm gonna go with, or maybe a little bit lower, because if I go any lower, I might not be able to get up this driveway without scraping my bumper. All right, so these are the Maxspeedingrods coilovers. It comes in a very nice package. It's all wrapped in plastic. These are the wrenches right here. They have like a thank you letter here for all the customers, and they are adjustable on dampening. And the front plate does have the camber, where you can slide it back and forth to play with the camber. Front half adjustable dampening. The rear does not have it. I believe you have like 24 clicks to adjust the dampening, which is pretty good. So if it's too stiff or whatnot, you could adjust it to make it softer. All right, fellas. So I got my Corolla jacked up in the air. I'm gonna go ahead and try to install the front one first. Go through the rear. Make sure to have your car up in jack stand for safety. And if you're not familiar with taking off the front strut, it's pretty easy. The top now is basically held down by these 3 nuts right here. And the bottom here is actually held down by these 2 large bolts right here. I believe they're 19 millimeter. And then you want to remove this small bolt right here too to release your brake line. I think that's a 12 millimeter. And yeah, I believe that's it. And then once you remove these down here and then remove the top 3 nuts, and then your strut should fall right out. I normally work my way from the bottom up, so I have those 3 nuts holding onto the strut. So once I remove these bolts and nuts right here, the strut doesn't just fall on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done real quick. All right, fellas, so about 15 minutes later, and I completely removed my driver's side struts. It's pretty simple. Realized that my CB boot is torn with all these screws flying around here and making a mess. I will have to order a new axle for that, and once I get the new axle, I will put that in. Hopefully Napa Auto Parts or O'Reilly's or AutoZone, hopefully they have one in stock. If not, it's okay, I can wait. I believe all the grease is completely out. You can't really see it from here, but the camera can't really see it, but it seems like all the grease is almost out. Yeah, so I will get that done as soon as I get a new axle in. Right now I'm just gonna focus on putting on the coilovers. All right, fellas, about like 15 plus minutes later, I installed this. I have the coilovers ready. There you go. It's not that hard. It's just like a little bit time consuming because this coilover is a lot shorter. So I had to use a jack to lift this whole hub up to fit the bolts here. And I measure from this plate here to that plate, this plate through this plate. That's about 3 inches. So I'm gonna go with that for now. That's why I had on my 6th gen Celica. The preload wasn't preload, so I have to, like, you know, adjust preload and all that too. So yeah, got this side done ready. I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side real quick. All right, fellas, so I finished installing the passenger side here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my wheels back on, and then I'm gonna lower it to see how low it is. Well, it's too low, I may have to raise it up. Okay, so this is the front. It's too low. I was unable to remove the jack, so I had to pull these 2x4 underneath the tire to be able to remove the jack. All right, fellas, I'm gonna go start with the rear. Before you can have access to the upper strut mounts on the rear, you have to remove your seats. So this one here, you just pull at the bottom. There's 2 clips on each side, and the rear seats to come off. And then as you can see down here, there will be a bolt here holding on to this piece of the rear seat. Once you remove this bolt down here, you should be able to lift this up and pull this out, and you have access to your upper strut mount. All right, guys, so I got my rear wheels off, and I got this rear seat off as well, so you can access your upper strut nuts right here, same on both sides. Yeah, so you gotta remove this part here to have access to that. Okay, so about an hour later, I got both rear coilovers on. Ran into a little problem here. This bracket where they have this hole here to hold on to the brake line, where there's like a sliding plate where you slide it on to hold on to this brake line right here. This hole here doesn't align, so I had no choice but to zip tie it for now. Same with the other side as well. The other side is even worse. This one, it aligned, but then the hole's not big enough, and the other one, it doesn't align at all. So I just had to improvise, use zip tie for now, and see how it goes. If it doesn't rub or anything like that, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Okay, and last is to bleed the brakes, and you know, make sure there's no bubble inside the brake lines, and then I should be good to go. All right, so about like a couple hours later, I finished installing my coilovers. I left the rear a little bit higher because it's hot, and I'm just tired of adjusting it back and forth. So this is good enough for me for now. If I want to make it lower, I could do it another day, because right now it's getting really hot. So I'm gonna leave it like this for now. My opinion about the Maxspeedingrods coilover is actually it's pretty stiff, that's for sure. I maxed out the soft for the rear, and it still feels stiff. I turned the dampener halfway from the front. It feels fine. But yeah, it's pretty stiff. It's a budget coilovers. If you want something better, I would say go a different route, like with BC coilovers, or you know, Fortune Auto or something like that, if they have available for these kind of Corolla. But I doubt that they do. Yeah, this is it. So alright, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's been a long day trying to install these coilovers. So I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Have a good day.